1. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Aftershow for issue 7 of The Powers That Be. Again, this one was called The King of Clubs. We got our first taste of the Hellbender Club, which is I've been waiting for that, frankly. That's a location that I'm going to love having. But first, we're going to go around and do our stars and wishes, and I think this time we will start with Ray.
Hello. Stars, Patrick for world building. Holy crap. That was some neat stuff. From the Mole King layer, and that that environment, then to the Hellbenders and the coffee incident. It's neat to have little things that, it's not just one big thing. Oh, now you got to do this, but like every little thing had something to be involved with. And that was really cool. Well, the puns. Stars for everybody for the puns. Look, Eddie, stars. That was fun. That was just unabashed, unapologetic, and I love that. Absolutely love that. Let's see. Wishes. I don't really know. Like, nothing is standing out because we kind of said, okay, we need to keep this going. I think we did. That was everybody. Everybody was involved with that. So that was cool. Everybody got a little bit, I think. Though, Julie could have been more involved, but not everybody's we're gonna have some highs and lows and focus, and that's not every episode has to be perfect and well balanced as its own entity. But as far as like actual the faults or flaws, I can't really think of anything. So no, that was neat. That was good. I'm glad I rolled for Constitution because I failed gloriously, and that kind of made it worth it right there.
I have to admit, I was rooting like hell for you to fail that roll.
Yeah.
Like, no, please, just make it a 1. Just make my day.
Oh God, comedy gold. Absolute comedy gold.
Yep.
With a 1, I was figuring he was going to throw up on Hellbender.
Oh.
Just to make an awkward introduction.
Yep. All right, let's go over to ECAT.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Ray on Patrick being the star, just giving us a good base of story for the next installment. And yeah, the puns, we were all in rare form today, so
We really were.
And I also really don't have any excuse me, wishes at the moment. I'm just curious to see where we go and where I can take a grumpy teenage goth who's not really sure what she wants to do with all of these weird people.
Yep. Let's go to Julie next.
Yeah. Patrick, the world building, just I mean, literally the highs and lows of the club down to subterranean depths under the city that we didn't know existed. That was spectacular. Also, and I think the word we're looking for in regards to the puns is punchy. We are all punchy tonight, and it came out in a spectacular fashion.
Punchy.
Yes. Yeah. And Ray, I really just loved your off the cuff dealing with the Mole King. That just trying to be polite and to not piss him off, but yet,
Gotta know your audience.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will step in next because I'm just kind of going as the Zoom call is going. Again, echoing for Patrick for the world building and also for kind of throwing different levels of threats at us. Like the mole people needing a bureaucrat was, I mean, that was a 5-minute solution. That was cool because it gave us kind of that little dopamine hit of, okay, we've done something now, move on to the next thing. I also got to give a star to Magda. For Tink literally diving into the coffee maker. That was awesome. I mean,
priorities, man.
Right? Yeah. For just a second, you reminded me of Sigourney Weaver from Galaxy Quest. I've got one job on this ship. It's stupid, but I'm gonna do it. What's your job? You
Best
fix
comparison
stuff.
ever.
You fix stuff. That's what you do. You're insanely good at it. That is your one note, and you play it beautifully. Yeah, and again, everyone was in lovely form for the puns. I love a good pun fest. As far as wishes, I mean, obviously, I'm looking forward to fascist zombies because really, who doesn't love that as a tagline? But I'm waiting to see how the various threads start knitting themselves together. I am waiting with bated breath for that because that's, I mean, I know Patrick is an excellent storyteller and an excellent game master, so I know he's just got so much shit waiting for us to uncover it, and I can't wait. So we'll go over to Magda.
Yeah. I mean, like, what can I say that hasn't been said already? I hate all of you guys and all of the horrible, atrocious, absolutely god-awful puns. It was the best thing in the world.
Love you too.
Yeah, like, oh god, so much cringe, so awesome. And
those of you who are watching this on video, by the way, you didn't even see the ones that we were tossing around in the Zoom chat. They were brilliant.
Yeah.
Tic-tacs.
Oh, Jesus fuck. But yeah, no, Patrick, thank you so much for setting up such a the world building has been absolutely fantastic and just so necessary. And like, we're all exhausted with stupid daylight savings, and it was still we still managed to make something very enjoyable and entertaining because of such wonderful world building. And that's I'm excited to go punch Nazis, especially of the zombie variety.
Yep.
And so I hope to remember to put on appropriate footwear and PPE.
All right. And finally, our illustrious GM, Patrick, what do you got for us?
All right. So some of my stars this week, Ray for taking the leadership position and in dealing with, once again, talking to a ridiculous person who, like trying to start a fight with the mole people might not be all that brilliant. I figure they have to be pretty strong given the fact that they dig through rock all the time. But on the other hand, they're also ridiculous. So that was very good. One definitely for Magda. Actually, Magda, I forgot. You should also get 2 XP for working on your character arc.
Nice.
So thank you for totally taking the bait on the coffee machine. As that one came to me last week, as I was like, you know what, the coffee machine's going to break because there's this whole story I can do off of the coffee machine, assuming she just goes
and you know
fixes
I'm not
it.
going to let you finish that sentence because we can't get in the way of the coffee.
Exactly. Like, oh, sorry, coffee machine's broken. What?
No, it's not.
No priorities.
Problem solved with problem solving. And also one, of course, for the Vitruvian Meeple for helping out with the background for the Hellbender Club. Interestingly, one of the things that I have in the background materials that I have for all of this is that there are indeed a bunch of bars around for different types of folks. Like there are hero bars and places where, villains go. And so this is a niche that I hadn't filled out well. And it's like, oh, this is absolutely perfect. This is exactly where you guys would be going. A place full of folks for hire, of various and sundry levels. Of some of them might be sort of good guys, some of them kind of bad guys, but it depends who you need to hire that week. Or if they're bored, they're just sitting around drinking, because you have to sharpen your knives somewhere and tell your good stories. So I thought all of that was excellent. The puns were wonderful. I do like that the group is capable of shifting from levity to seriousness pretty quickly, which works out nicely.
Yeah.
So once things get settled into the bar and we're having a serious conversation, the conversation turns serious. From minutes before, pushing people into a hole in the middle of the street to solve a problem. It's absolutely lovely.
With a big ass trampoline at the bottom.
This opportunity has downward mobility.
And Nevada didn't even really register that there was going to be a trampoline at the bottom. She was just like,
once again,
like,
problem solved with problem solving.
Yep.
like that's a bonus.
They're an undergrad. What's the worst that can happen?
Right.
Unfortunate letter back to the parents and good grades for their roommate. So, so all of that went very well. I don't have a whole lot for the wishes category. I think we're doing very well on filling stuff in. Next week, I am looking forward to, as was brought up, that this is another thread that you're going to see where something gets kind of tied up, and then when you tie a knot, there's always a couple extra ends sticking out now. So you'll get to enjoy some of that. And of course, one of my favorite all-time principles is that in video games, there are two types of people you can kill with utter indiscriminate abandon, which are Nazis and zombies. And if you recall the game Wolfenstein, Wolfenstein 3D, it had both. And so inspired by the Council and later the Fifth Column, which was the original name of the Council, but they had to kind of scrap it for the German licensing, that from City Heroes, you had this kind of fascist group running around that has its own military and stuff. And so they were the inspiration for In Memoriam.
Nice.
And so I hope you will enjoy them and all of the other mayhem that ends up happening there. So next time we will also be doing a bit more combat. I have been working on trying to tune the combat system to work a bit faster. So a couple of the things I'm working on is that we are going to be doing group initiative to kind of speed things up and also to encourage you to work together with your abilities, because that's something you always see in the superhero movies that's really awesome. You watch the Avengers and they're all like, like Thor shoots his lightning against and blows somebody out to hit someone else, or Iron Man shoots his beam at Captain America's shield, who then turns it, and they mow down a whole bunch of people. So go crazy, see what you can make happen. There's going to be some, delightfully expendable people there that you'll have precisely zero worries about hurting, because, well, some of them may already be dead.
Wonder if we can come up with a fastball special, or like our version of it.
So I do like the idea of the base, the standard initiative in Cypher system is just you roll to beat the target, and if you beat it, you go before them. If you don't, you go after them. And so it's literally 3 groups: before the bad guys, and after the bad guys. And I think that's probably something that we could use to get a little bit of that, kind of going together, going at the same time, teamwork kind of thing. But also, these are the fast people; they're going to go first. So I think I'll tweak around with the system and see how that will work well.
Yeah, and I'm also, once again, a very big fan of descriptive combat. So how you describe what happens really determines a lot more what goes on in the combat than your success in your rolls. Yep. Because if you get somebody to turn their back on somebody else, that means they can get punched in the kidneys or in the back of the head or whatnot. And all of this matters a lot in all of the pluses and minuses that go into damage and to hit.
Yep.
And so I fully intend on using that. So I really look forward to it, and I will be tinkering around with the numbers all week to make sure that things work out.
Excellent. Anyone else have anything they want to say? So before we go, I'm going to take a moment for a personal note. for those people that are watching that didn't know, 3 weeks ago yesterday, my father passed away. And the Monday before that, which is when we were supposed to be gaming, was the night that I flew down to where he and my stepmother lived. And I was really, really pissed that we couldn't do this game because I was in a real emotional low, as you can probably imagine. And these guys, I love you all. Seriously, you are. This game is wonderful for me, and it's not just because it's a fantastic story, but it's because it's this group telling it. Anyone who doesn't think gaming is therapeutic, give it a fucking try, man. Because no, you guys are awesome, and I want to thank you again. First of all, for going on this journey, and second of all, for just being the awesome and wonderful people that you are. Anyway, that's my silly emotional soapbox for the night. So with that being said, for Patrick, Ecat, Magda, Julie, and Ray, I am the Vitruvian Meeple. We will see you in 2 weeks for issue 8, as yet unnamed. Have a good night, everybody.